All right, welcome to Dean Bodie Show. Dean Bodie Show. How is everybody doing? What's going on? DeanBodie.com is the website. We have the podcast link on there. We have the social for the YouTube channel link. Look on the podcasts, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts, even iHeartRadio now. You can go there, hit the search, put Dean Bodie podcast in there. Boom, popping up on iHeart. That's exciting. And Google and Stitcher. Hey, I was listening to the Conan O'Brien app the podcast the other day, and they're kind of on board with the Stitcher thing. Wow, who knew? Okay, so we're in the right places at the right time. We're far-reaching. The Dean Bodie Show's moving. We're growing every week. Leave a 5-star rating. Give a nice review on the podcast. We're in this together. We need your help. We're growing every week. Thanks to you. So help us out with that would be awesome. And, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button. Ring the bell. You don't want to miss any of these shows. These are real shows. Real-time shows. No editing. We're going from A to Z. Boom. Put it in the can and done. That's how we do it here. We do the teaser earlier. Those of you that follow. And we do the longer podcast show podcasts later in the day. I think it's fun. This is the format. This is how Dean Bodie does it. Oh! Good girl, Bodie. Good girl. Good girl, Bodie. She's the best girl in the world, yeah. DeanBodie.com. 800-878-9698 is the Bodie hotline. Check in with the Bodester. She's waiting for your fun story. She's waiting for your sing-along. Come on, we're ready. We'll share it on the podcast as a feature. And we'll have some fun with it. We'll start bouncing off one another. You are going to be amazed on what we have in common. You'll see. So, that being said, we're going to talk about some fun things today. And, wow, one thing that I got to talk about, well, since it's kind of close to the 4th of July, let's get into this story about my little fireworks story. That wasn't a good one. Didn't end very well. So, we're hanging out. It's towards 4th of July, and we're messing around with fireworks back in the day. We're going back into the 80s. And I thought, and if you remember the different kinds of fireworks, the sparklers, yay, and you can kind of write your name in the sky and run around as a kid. Those were kind of cool when you were little. Then we graduate to the firecrackers, and then you got the M80s, and you got the smoke bombs. Oh, the smoke bombs, man. I actually had a lot of fun with those at one point in time. And the bottle rockets. And you got the Roman candles. And you got the thing that stands up with the tube, and you drop this cannonball in there, and it shoots it way up and makes a huge kaboom noise. That's a beast, that one. And it lands in the yard and starts a fire. It's never good. Fireworks are dangerous, man, I'm telling you. So I thought it would be a good idea. Now, if you remember this kind of firework, you light it, get out of the way, and it goes and it's shooting different colors and shooting different things up into the sky while it's bouncing around like a crazy thing. I'm like, hey, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the part that shoots up. I'm going to put it in my sneaker, in the shoelace, and I'm going to light it. Hey, and my foot's going to shoot up fireworks. How cool is that going to be? Except, here we go. It was pointing down towards my foot. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about, you want to talk about pain. I'll give you a little demonstration of how that felt. Ah! My foot's on fire! Ah! Kind of like that. Not good, universal face on that one. For real. So it burned a few layers of skin off of my foot, and that had a nice little round scar for a while. But man, it was just blasting into my foot. That's just a little nice 4th of July memory. Not good. Some of the smoke bombs were kind of cool. As I lived in the apartments back in Miami, we had an elevator, and there was like 4 stories in this apartment complex. And if you had a friend or someone, maybe not a friend, on the first floor going into the elevator, You get in there with them, and as the door's about to close, you jump out, throw a smoke bomb in there, push the number 4, and then you run up the 4 flights of stairs and wait for that door to open, and they come out, and it's full of smoke from the smoke bomb. I'm having a hard time not laughing because a couple of times it was so ridiculously funny, but what are you going to do? These are the things you do as a teenager, and that's good stuff. Yeah, everybody's okay. Everybody's unscathed. Maybe some emotional trauma. Maybe that's it. So, Bobby's headed to the city tonight through the lights in a hot new rent-a-car. It's a scene on Sunset Boulevard. Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye, my baby. Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye, my baby. Billy Joel sing-along. Whoa, that's not easy. Hey, I made up some of the words. That's the fun part of it. Make them up. Do you. Do you. Making up your own words, as you've been doing with most of the songs through your life anyway. Unless you have one totally memorized. You know. We're going dinner on a suit at the beat da da do da da dee ba dee dee doo. Ya da 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 dee da. Ya da 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 dee da da. Ba da 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 da. Say goodbye, my baby. Awesome, man. He's got so many hits. We might be going down a little Billy Joel for a few days. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. KC's still the top. KC and the Sunshine Band, number 1 in my book. Billy Joel's not far behind, but we'll have some fun with that too. I'm going to take you on a... You ever just trust somebody that you shouldn't have trusted? Here's an example. On my way to school one time, I pick up a friend. This is high school, and we're cruising in my 71 Le Mans Sport. Hold on, let me get a little situated for this one.
Hey, Millie! Yeah? He's talking about a story one time about trust and going to school and trusting somebody. Oh, wow, that sounds cool.
We're cruising in my car, going down. I remember going to high school, and you can go off this little access road and kind of, I don't know, it was like a little kind of a shortcut across and then into the school parking lot. So, we get there, and if you've ever been in this situation, I'm sure you have as a driver, there's a long line waiting in the turning lane as you're trying to cross. And you need a gap to start inching your way to get across, right? So, that time of the day, these lines in that turning lane were crazy long. So you'd want someone to kind of let you in as you're inching through the kind of the intersection area there, and you have your friend on the passenger side. He's looking, and you're trying to look, and his big head is in the way, and then you decide you're going to just trust him to say it's okay to go. Bad idea. Bad idea. So as he's looking, and I'm like, are we good? And he goes, yeah, you're good. You can go. So I hit the gas, and whammo! We run into a nice, beautiful, late 70s model Corvette. Let me tell you something. The guy got out and wanted to kill me. Okay? It turned out that someone was kind of sticking up for me that was watching, saying he was speeding anyway. It wasn't really your fault, and blah, blah, blah. Ended up working out. His car, that made out of fiberglass, had a nice little... It was not looking good. And it ruined my front end. And my car was never the same either. So, needless to say, I never talked to that friend ever again. That's a true story. It turns out that he was, and this is on a previous episode, he was the manager over at the Taco Rosa when I was working. And I think the last name was Brown. And that's the night that he showed off with his mopping skills after the owner was like, let him show you how to mop. And he didn't like the way I was mopping. And then the owner said to me, why don't you just take a couple weeks off? And I looked at him and I said, how about if I take a month off? And I got out of there. That was an early sign right there. I shouldn't have trusted the guy telling me that I could go. Always use your judgment. And if you're the passenger, get your big head out of the way so the driver can see what's going on. Anyway, very upsetting day. And this is what happens in life, and you keep moving forward. Now, I'm going to take a little hard right turn here and talk about some stories with optometry. I've been an eyeglass wearer for a long time. Those of you that listened to a previous episode, had surgery when I was a kid. We had to correct the lazy eye, and we had to wear a patch in second grade. Walking into school looking like a pirate was not good with the other kids. Of course, you know, you get a little bullying and made fun of and all that. And that's what shapes you into the person you are today. So, that being said, hey, listen, lobbyists with the optometry, dial it down a little bit when we have to renew our prescription every single year before we can get another pair of glasses. Oh, I didn't know that if I was driving down the road or walking down the street when that year comes around, that my whole world was going to go black. Right on the year. That's why we need to do it. Hey, listen, Mr. Eye Doctor Guy, how about if I come to your office and I say, look, when I take these off, can't see what's going on. When I put them on, I see really well. What's the problem? Now, if people were blacking out every single year and crashing into trees and stuff, passing out on the side of the road, I get it. That whole thing gets on my nerves. These prescriptions are good for a while. Oh, maybe. Well, thank you for just a little fine tuning of the whatever. And what if it's the wrong, sometimes you get the wrong one, guy or girl doesn't really know and doesn't get you dialed in, and you took a backward step from what you had before. Not good. So I go to this one eye doctor. This is when I was in California at the time. Here's another story. I was coming from a convention in Florida, and nice going, Dean, I lost my glasses. How did I do that? Well, I don't know. I left them somewhere, let's just say. I had to travel back from Florida to California on the plane and all this stuff with kind of fuzziness and all that because it wasn't real clear, but I could still see where I was going without knocking into the wall. I get to the optometrist in California, and this is one of these doctors that thinks, hey, I'm going to tell you what you need. You ever go to the doctor and you kind of know your body after a while, or glasses, or this situation, you've been through it couple hundred times and you know what works for you. He's going to tell me, I know what's going on. You need a Prism and maybe some progressive style of lenses. Oh, that's what I need. Oh, and that's going to be the one that really is the game changer for me, huh? Nightmare. Oh, so the progressive, you got to look through this one spot on the glasses and focus in there. It was a nightmare for me. Bifocals are a nightmare for me. And this other Prism thing, went back to the office after that. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Optometrist. I really appreciate it. Now I feel like I'm walking above ground. I'm levitating somehow, and it started to make me feel nauseous and dizzy and weird. Took them off of me after about an hour before I ended up throwing up. And then I had to get all that dialed in. So it turns out at this point in time, after 56 years on the planet, doing these glasses, different types of lenses, all the experiments, let me tell you what works best for me. Can you please do that? Eh? So, arm length, or chart length, I used to call it in the office. Arm length works great for me, right? I'm farsighted, but this is kind of the in-between. So, I don't have this close-up isn't good. It's way too far away. It's not that great. But this distance out here, arm's length, works out perfectly. So, the distance is good. Not perfect, maybe. You know, I have one that's just for distance only. Like if I went to a sporting event or something like that, I could use those. But these work. These work good. This is my formula. I went to one optometrist of just a recent graduate, not too long ago, going back a couple of years. and I haven't changed them in a while, but I wanted to. So I had to go through the process because it was past 1 year and I got to get it redone. So I go to her and she starts taking these little lenses out of the case. How's that? Better? How about these? Better? How about this? Better? How about the same? Okay, how about these again? Better? Yeah, that looks pretty good. And I went to the chart length with her. She worked with me and got me dialed in perfectly. That's all. Communication. You got to communicate with your doctors. You got to let them know what works, what doesn't work. Don't tell me this and that when the other one doesn't work and this one works better for me. Hey, been through it before. Especially with eyewear. It can be seriously aggravating. Big time. I had somebody flop the lenses on me one time by accident when they were making them over there at Lens Crafters by mistake. The guy put the thing in wrong. And I thought I was losing my mind for a second there. And I had to take them back and get them redone again. So don't give me this every year, okay? When I'm like, going to go blind at the year mark, right on the year mark, look out, here it comes. Come on. So they get away with it. You got to go with the flow with that. And that's just the way it goes. So that's kind of my optometry stories. And now we kind of got it dialed in. She's a good girl, Bodie. She's the best girl in the world. She's the good girl, Bodie. Yeah, she's the best girl in the world. Yeah! 800-878-9698. Bodie Hotline. Call it. Leave something cute, something fun. We're having a good time over here. So thank you so much for all your support. We appreciate it. We're growing every day. We're growing every week, and really exciting stuff. And we're bringing some fun. I hope we're a nice shining light to your day with all of this stuff going on with the COVID schmovid, the pandemic schmandemic. We're going to come out of this bigger, better, and stronger. And don't you worry, I'm going to check on something here, because we don't like to shortchange anybody on Dean Bodie Show. Let's see what we got going on here. Because zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, ba-ba-ba, yabba-dee-da-da-da. Zippity-da, za-da-da-da, da-da-da-dee-da, yada-dee-da. We nailed it today. We're doing good. Watch the eye doctor. Communicate with them. Make sure you don't walk out of there with crazy glasses. Been there too many times. That being said, watch the fireworks on 4th of July. Do not put anything on your foot thinking it's going to shoot up when it shoots down. I won't do that ever again. But I hope we have a nice 4th of July holiday, the best that we can with what's going on out there. Just let's try to think about the positive as much as possible. Take care of yourself. Keep your immune system strong so you can help and take care of somebody else. All right? So, that being said, DeanBodie.com. That's the website. We got the podcast link on there. Apple, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, wherever you get podcasts. If you get it on Deezer, cool. If you get it on TuneIn, cool. If you get it on Pandora, awesome. So that being said, also remember we got the social link on there. It takes you to the YouTube channel. So much fun, the YouTube channel. You go, we got the teasers on there. We got the longer show on there, the podcast show, the show podcast. Enjoy the whole lot of it. And let me just say this one more time with the dean@deanbodie.com is the email, and you can put the email on the website, become part of our list. We can do it back and forth. Hey, remember, those of you dealing with the anxiety, depersonalization, derealization, I've been dealing with it for over 25 years. I still go through things. It's all part of the journey. You got to keep your immune system strong, eat clean, keep living your life like you normally do, and do something to get you out of your comfort zone and start that rewiring of your nervous system. That's how you put your body in an environment so it can heal. You got it. So say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye, my baby. Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye, my baby. Billy Joel. Having a Billy Joel kind of day? Have an awesome day. We will talk to you tomorrow. DeanBodie.com. Bye now.